What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Breezy Baby, and I'm back with another little video. Hey man, I'm not here to hold y'all long. I know y'all seen the name and the title. I told y'all we reacting to some history stuff lately, bro. So if you guys ain't learned nothing, I'm hoping that you learning something on this page. Let's get it right, Breezy Game. And I also want to tell y'all, thank you for all my subscribers, all of my followers. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, but I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer. Let's get right into the video, man. I hope y'all like it. Let me know what else I need to react to in the comments.
The world's oceans are so underexplored that if you dive deeper than 3,500 meters, there's a good chance to discover a new species unknown to science. There's also a good chance you'll find debris and garbage. Oceans cover more than 70% of the Earth's surface. The average depth of the oceans is about 3.7 kilometers. And since light can only penetrate to a depth of 100 meters, darkness reigns deep underwater. Let's put.
I wonder how long it takes them to get the trash like that floats all the way down. I wonder how long that takes to get to the bottom, like it hits the ground of the ocean. It is crazy. I want to know how long it's gonna take. I really do.
Push this statement one step further and conclude that since most of the planet is covered by water, it means that most of the Earth exists in total darkness. Water in the oceans account for almost 96% of the Earth's water. The portion of fresh water compared to seawater is so small that if the fresh water that flows into the ocean is spread over the surface of the ocean, it would have been about 1.25 meters thick.
Now that's crazy. 1.25 meters thick. Do you know how thick that is? Man, if you don't know how thick that is, look it up. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up for y'all, and I'm gonna show y'all how thick it is. That is crazy. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all how thick this is real quick. Hold on, Breezy Gang. Bear with me. Let me pull that up for y'all. Let me show y'all how thick this is. They said 1.25. Hold on, let me bring it over here so y'all can see what I'm doing. Ah, shit. 1.25 meters thick. Oh, let me space this out over here for y'all. Let's see if it shows like exactly how thick that is. Let's go to images. For it to be water, it's 1.25 meters inch thick. It's almost like that, like a nut. Pause. Like it's that thick of a separation, and that's crazy that it's separated like that. But let's get back to the video, man. I'm wasting y'all time.
"94% of all life on Earth lives in water."
94%
It means
life
that all
on
of us
Earth
who live
live
on land
on water.
belong to a very, very small minority. So what mysteries lurk in the depths of the oceans? The deeper we go, the more curious it gets. It seems that we know more about the surface of Mars than about the ocean floor of our planet. What's going on in the deepest places? We didn't know at all, at least until recently. Lack of light and extreme pressure makes this part of the ocean difficult to explore.
So I wonder, those people that took that submarine down in the ocean and tried to go see the Titanic, that same little boat that you looking at right here, this same little boat that they took, it was probably about half that size, if not smaller. When they got down there, the pressure in the water made it just obliterated, like explode, like disappear, like you cannot find it. You can only find little bits and pieces. And the crazy thing is that you can't even find them bodies. So it's like, where did the bodies go? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did the bodies go? Now imagine if you was scuba diving and you try to go down that deep, your head is gonna pop like you know how you shake up a pop bottle and you know how it gets swollen and it get real thick. Yeah, that it's real down there, bro. The pressure, yeah, it's real.
Makes this part of the ocean difficult to explore. Today, we're going on a journey into the very depths. We're going to find out what the bottom of the ocean looks like. What
I'm ready to see that.
of,
I'm ready to see what this ocean looks like at the bottom. It
Who
kind of
knows
cool.
what
Like
we
they
will
got
find
little
there? We are going to dive deep to the places with most alien conditions. What was found in the deepest places of the ocean? So, our imaginable submersible sets off. We will make short stops at important marks until we get to the bottom. 40 meters. It is the maximum depth for pearl collectors diving without any scuba diving equipment.
That's cool. 40 meters, you can actually dive 40 meters down. And that's where most people get their pearls and diamonds, like he was saying. This is where some of the pressure is to create pearls and diamonds. And that's why a lot of people like to go scuba diving, because they like to go down there and grab like those clams or whatever, because you could pop open some of them clams because they got that pressurized mouth or whatever it is. That shell is pressurized and it creates that suction that you need for it to create a pearl. That is dope, because I'm scared to go that deep. I can swim, but I'm not going that far deep, because what if something happened to my air tank or something while I'm down there? It's wraps. But it is beautiful, because look, the water that you see down there, imagine you seeing the crystal blue water, right? You getting that same exact water down there. Like, look at it, bro. Look at the fish down there, bro. Colorful.
They do it by holding their breath.
Some people hold their
Below
breath.
that mark, the increasing pressure of the
I couldn't
water
do that.
forces air to escape the lungs. That is why it is the maximum depth for recreational divers. 200 meters. 90%
Uh-oh, we getting juicy. 200 meters. Who's going down 200 meters?
of all aquatic life exists in the layer of the world's
Finding Nemo.
oceans to a depth of 200 meters, because light still somehow manages to penetrate through the water. It creates the conditions for phytoplankton to grow. Its vast biomass feeds small crustaceans. In turn, those are food for fish and large mammals like whales. As we dive deeper, there's less light and less life. We enter the twilight zone. 332 meters. It is the record for deep diving with the scuba diver equipment.
Yeah,
No
I'm scared
one
of
was
that.
able to dive deep.
I'm scared of that. How many meters were they at? Let me go back. 332 meters. I'm scared of that.
332 meters. It is the record for deep diving with the scuba diver equipment. No one was able to dive deeper without a bathyscaphe.
A bathyscaphe.
565 meters.
Woo!
It is the maximum recorded diving depth of the emperor penguin. Photosynthesis is almost non-existent here. Not enough light. Therefore, there is no vegetation.
That means it's down there. It's completely dark, my boy. You need like a high beam flashlight down there. Like, you need something that's gonna give you that where you can see like what we seeing right now. These are one of the kind of lights you need. You need a spotlight down there. That almost look like gold, my baby. That almost look like gold. I kind of would have took that rock with me.
However, we can find a relatively large number of fish. But for most of them, it is no longer the most friendly environment.
Uh-oh.
They do not look here for good life. They go deeper in an attempt to hide from predators.
Uh-oh.
1,000 meters.
Woo!
It is the end of the twilight zone. There is less than 1% of the sunlight, but the inhabitants learned to emit their own light. They use bioluminescent chemical reactions to attract prey or deter predators. Up to a depth of 1,000 meters, there are siphonophores. They are the closest.
Siphonophores. Hold on, let me see exactly how those look for y'all. Siphonophores. Let me see. All right, chat. This is what a siphonophore look like. Like these little things. They look like jellyfish. They also look like little worm-like looking things. Like, I don't even know what that is, but that's crazy. These are crazy work. Siphonophores, y'all. That's crazy work, bro. They come in all shapes and they're like a they look like a snake, and they got like little tentacles and all that stuff on it. That's crazy. That's tough. I like that. But I'd be scared of them, boy. I think that's a snake in water, my boy. That's 1,000 meters down in the dark. Man, you out your mind if you want to go explore with that. You was out your mind, my boy.
Relatives of jellyfish.
Oh, they relatives of jellyfish.
Clustered around a long tube. It serves as their common digestive system. As we go deeper, life forms become more bizarre and alien.
Bizarre and alien.
1,027 meters.
Damn.
It is a record of a military submarine dive. As we continue the dive, we enter a midnight zone where total darkness reigns.
Man, I'll be
Food
scared,
is
bro.
extremely scarce, and ocean life is forced to conserve energy. Most animals do not hunt actively, but drift and collect sea snow, microparticles of dead fish remains, plant, feces, dust, and sand.
Oh, shit.
2,200 meters. It is the depth to which giant
The
octopuses
octopus.
and even more
Boy, you go down there, one of them giant ass octopus, 2,000 meters, and you just swimming. Just imagine you down there. I know we can't make it down there like for real, but just imagine you swimming and you just see this big ass leg just come up. Just your ass. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be scared, my boy. I'm just gonna say, Jesus, take the wheel. Go ahead. I know I fucked up, my boy. I know I did. It's over with. You seen one of them huge ass octopus? Let's see if they gonna show one.
giant sperm whales dive.
And
Sometimes
sperm whales.
they even fight dead.
And the giant sperm whales. You know, like you see like that foam stuff that be washing up on beach. That's coming from the sperm whales. Actually, do your research on that. That shit is actually nasty, bro. You do not want to be caught swimming in that.
Battles at the depth. We can also find the anglerfish with a luminescent fin.
And that's crazy. The anglerfish. Hold on, my boy. This is crazy. Me and my homie was literally just talking about this fish, and we were saying like, you know, that's that fish that be on SpongeBob with the light bulb on their head.
So
Let me show you.
The anglerfish
like the
with a luminescent
with the light bulb on your head. That is real. I was telling him, I was like, exactly. That is real life. That is a real fish. The way SpongeBob, SquarePants, and all of them have them, they look straight. But if you look at them right here, this is what they actually look like. And they are ugly as fuck, my boy. Ugly. When I tell you, we literally just had this conversation today. Literally today about this fish. That is crazy. My man, that's crazy.
fin ray to lure other fish. For its prey, a glowing bait looks like a juicy food. In fact, the luminescence comes from symbiotic bacteria. 6,100 meters. It is the...
We went from 2,000 to 6,001. Oh my God.
Depth at which transcontinental internet cables are laid on the ocean floor. More than 90% of ocean is about 6,000 meters deep. It is considered the conditional bottom of the ocean. However, there are many places where the ocean sinks below its own floor, much deeper. We're talking about the famous ocean places. Let us visit the deepest and most famous one. The Mariana Trench is on the border of two lithospheric plates. It was formed due to subduction, submergence of one plate under the other. The Pacific Plate under the Philippine Plate. It was formed in its present form relatively recently, about 108.
But I'm trying to figure out, how do they lay the pipes down? Like, do they just drop it from the like above ocean water and it falls right in place where they want it to go? But how do they know it's not damaged or cracked or anything? Like, do they send like the little robotic bots that got like welding equipment attached to it and they weld that shit back together? Like, this is something that I am very curious about. This is something that I really want to know about. Like, I'm very curious on it, bro. Let's just see. Let's see what they talking about.
The million years ago. At that time, the first mammals already existed on land. Contrary to misconceptions, the Mariana Trench is not a hole in the seabed, but a huge formation, 2,542 kilometers.
Yeah,
more than
dang.
5 times the length of the famous Grand Canyon in the United States.
That is crazy.
It is also relatively narrow, averaging about 70 kilometers. With such dimensions, it is not surprising that there are several deepest places, more than 10,000 meters deep. The Challenger Abyss is the most famous. It is located in the southwestern part of the trench, 340 kilometers from the island of Guam.
Abyss.
According to various data, its maximum depth ranges from 10,028 meters.
The maximum depth for that area is from 10,028 meters to 11,034 meters. Do y'all research on those meters? I'm telling you, that is long as fuck, my boy. Crazy work. Like that kind of stuff is like mind blowing. Like I can't stop thinking about that. Like that's something that you want to see in real life, but you too scared to see it because it's deep and it's that long. Man, it's raps.
To 11,034 meters below sea level. The second deepest place in the ocean is also in the Mariana Trench. This is the Siren Abyss, 200 kilometers east of the Challenger Abyss. Its maximum depth is slightly less, 10,809 meters. Interestingly, the deepest place is not the nearest place to the center of the Earth. Our planet is not perfectly spherical, but slightly flattened at the poles. Because the planet bulges along the equator, the radius at the poles is about 25 kilometers less than the...
So you telling me the Earth is flat, my boy? Is that what you just said? Let me go back because it sounded like you was trying to say at the edge of the Earth, it flattens. So let me see what you just said. So you telling me that the Earth is flat?
Our planet is not perfectly spherical, but slightly flattened at the poles. Because the planet bulges along the equator, the radius at the poles is about 25 kilometers less than the radius at the equator. Therefore, the Arctic Ocean seafloor is closer to the center of the Earth than the bottom of the Challenger Abyss.
Okay, I get it.
Because of its enormous scale, the Mariana Trench has a special environment with some dramatic variations in conditions. For example, at its very top, at a depth of only 414 meters, there is the Daikoku volcano.
The Daikoku volcano. Is that is that volcano underwater? It's submerged underwater. The depth for this volcano is submerged underwater at 2,763 meters. That is crazy. That's crazy. Let me make sure that's right.
A lake of pure...
Yes, it's a lake pier of a volcano. Like you can see this motherfucker bubbling. Underwater. Boy, imagine you out there just chilling, fishing. That motherfucker erupt. Man, it's over with. Your boat melt. You in there melt. It's no more. Hey, what happened to Damon? Shit, last place I know, he was out there fishing in the ocean. Just gone. Nobody seen you. Now you a missing case. That's a place that I won't even want to. I won't even be in that water. I won't even want to touch foot on that water. Not with a volcano underneath the ocean.
Molten sulfur underwater. The black substance boils at a temperature of 187 degrees Celsius. There is an even more amazing place.
Celsius.
It
That's
is
how
called
much it boils.
black smokers. These are hydrothermal springs at a depth of about 1,600 meters, which shoot out highly mineralized water under pressure of hundreds of atmospheres, with a temperature of up to 450 degrees Celsius. According to the hypothesis, 1 billion years ago, the black smokers became the cradle of life in the ocean. As for the existence of life in the Mariana Trench, for a long time, scientists believed that it is possible only at relatively shallow depths. The high pressure at the very bottom of the Challenger abyss and the temperature of about 1 degree were considered hostile conditions for any life.
Whoa.
However, the first manned expeditions proved otherwise.
That's tough. That's tough.
2 Americans, Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh,
Jacques
were the
Piccard
first
and
people
Don
to
Walsh.
visit the
You better-
Challenger abyss.
Jacques Piccard and John Dosh. Y'all better go do y'all research on them. Them boys was the first ones to go down in there because they was saying that human life couldn't even explore because it's so dangerous because the temperature reached -1. But yet, these 2 guys went down and explored it. Now tell me that ain't something that is like shocking to know.
In 1960.
And they did it in
descended to
1960.
10,918 meters in 5 hours on the deep diving research bathyscaphe Trieste. At this mark, the explorers spent 20 minutes and saw almost nothing because of the clouds of silt raised by the apparatus. However, they spotted a flat fish in the beam of the searchlight. It was a scientific sensation that they found signs of life at.
That's crazy. Crazy. Flat fish that they found at that meter. That's crazy. And they were saying that there wasn't life able to survive there. And they said that they seen a flat fish. That's crazy.
Such depth. However, the mere spotting of fish was inconclusive, and the scientific community braced itself for years of waiting for the next expeditions. The wait till March 24th, 1995. On that day, a Japanese probe Kaiko was lowered to the maximum depth of the depression and recorded a level of 10,911.4 meters. It also brought back samples of silt, where scientists discovered microscopic living creatures. Foraminifera are single-celled or
4 meter, hold on, how do you say that? 4 meter Sarah?
Foraminifera are single-celled organisms with a mineral skeleton. In July 2011, another research expedition used special models, drop cams equipped with digital video cameras and powerful flashlights to explore the deepest places of the ocean. The most impressive find was a gigantic Foraminifera. It was huge for single-celled organisms, over 10 centimeters in size.
Woo!
The next expedition was taken in
Crazy, ain't it? I'm telling you, do y'all research, man. Shit like this is very interesting, bro. And it makes you want to know more about like what's in our oceans and what's in our space and in our skies and stuff like that. Like, do your history on it, bro. Science and history, all that stuff is like satisfying if you really starting to understand it.
In 2012 by Hollywood filmmaker James Cameron on the one-person human-occupied vehicle Deep Sea Challenger. Later, scientists found about 200 species of invertebrates in soil samples brought back. Finally, in December 2014, another expedition reached a depth of 8,145 meters and found complete
8,000, hold on. 8,145 meters, my boy. They sent down like this submarine thing to collect samples and stuff at this meter of depth. Bro, that is crazy, bro. Can't nothing really survive like that. But they made something that was possible to get down there to collect samples, and they seen over, what did he say, over what? 200? Over 200 species or something like that living down there? Man, this is like mind-blowing, bro.
145 meters and found complex multicellular organisms. Scientists found previously unknown fish, which looked like snailfish. The fish is considered the record holder for deep water. There are no other fish there except snailfish. The good news is that that species has no natural enemies at this depth. Now, let's go almost to the opposite side of the globe to look into another interesting oceanic depression. The Puerto Rican Trench is located on the boundary between the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean on the site of a geological pit. It is the deepest depression in the Atlantic. Its lowest point is at 8,376 meters. It is called the Milwaukee Depth, in honor of the U.S. Navy ship Milwaukee, the ship that first found it. The notorious geographical discovery was made on February 14, 1939, but the exact depth was not measured until 2018. It was found by state-of-the-art equipment, the Kongsberg EM-124 multi-beam sonar.
Woo!
Later, a retired...
Boy, they are talking. Did you know anything like that existed? Did you know that a submarine found this depth and how deep this area was back in 1939 or 1935? That is crazy, my boy. Not a lot of people know that things was found and discovered around those ages. You know what I mean?
U.S. Navy officer turned private equity investor Victor Vescovo completed a first manned dive on the roster into the Puerto Rico Trench, the deepest point at the Atlantic Ocean, on December 19, 2018. Like many other deep places in the ocean, it is a very turbulent place geologically. Seismic activity has already had catastrophic consequences for the neighboring islands, especially the island of Puerto Rico.
I was about to say, imagine, this is in Puerto Rico. I mean, it's still our land. Well, not our land, but, you know, they connected to the U.S., the United States. So we are allowed to explore the oceans around Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico got some nice beaches, and Puerto Rico got some nice looking water. If you've never been, I tell you, go. It's nice.
On October 11, 1918, due to a 7-point earthquake, a tsunami wave struck the west coast of the island. More than 100 people were killed, and the damage amounted to tens of millions of dollars. Some geoscientists believe in the possibility of a powerful volcanic eruption in the near future, which in turn will cause a disaster.
Wait, hold on. Are they saying here as of like today? When was this made? They saying here as of right now that there is a volcano that is getting ready to erupt for the near future to cause a disaster, like a natural disaster in Puerto Rico that could take away thousands of people's life at this point. Have they even became prepared for this? Because it should be coming up. You know what I mean? Like, people need to figure out what the next move is, because if you want to save lives, then you need to start planning for this volcano to get ready to erupt. Because we haven't heard about the volcano erupting over there in Puerto Rico yet. So I'm pretty sure that it's probably on this last leg and ready to say, fuck it.
There is a geological anomaly associated with the Puerto Rican Trench. According to NASA, there is a super dense geological formation under the trench. It is so dense that it has an increased gravitational impact on the ocean's surface, causing it to subside slightly. It explains a negative impact on the accuracy of navigation devices. The fauna of the trough is fascinating. In 2000,
What is that? A big ass spider up under there, man? What is that? Or a crab? That like a never mind. I ain't even gonna say.
devices.
That like a deformed
The fauna
crab.
of the
Look at
trough-
it. You know, like off of iRobot type shit, or either Arctic Raiders or whatever. That is crazy.
is fascinating.
Look at it.
In 2012, a robotic bathyscaphe descended to the bottom of the trough and photographed a swarm of amphipods, small
Amphipods.
crustaceans. They were caught and brought to the surface for analysis.
What are
The same
amphipods? Are they
expedition
like?
video recorded invertebrate creatures,
What
which
is that?
in no way should be here. Later, Dr. Stasbo Liu of the Woods Hole Oceanic Institution identified one by its soft, dark carcass length of 10 to 20 centimeters. It turned out to be a sea cucumber of the
A
genus
sea
Panaeogon.
cucumber. A sea cucumber. Have you heard of a sea cucumber before? I told you, man. We reacting to something to try to learn something, man. Y'all stay tuned because I never heard of a sea cucumber. Like, look at this little thing.
Identified one
Look
by
at
its
it.
soft, dark carcass length of 10
looks
to 20
good.
centimeters. It turned out to be a sea cucumber of the genus Panaeogon. He also
Panaeogon.
recognized a representative of the crustacean family, Monopsidae, in another creature. The fact of their
Monopsidae.
existence at such extreme depths forced scientists to make serious adjustments to the theories about the survival of species. Now, let's look into the Kermadec Trench in the Pacific Ocean. It is as gigantic a
All right.
deep-water trough in
All right, now we in the Pacific Ocean. Let's see what's out there. Let's see how deep the Pacific Ocean is. Like one of the areas in the Pacific Ocean. I guess they got a spot that's pretty deep. So let's see.
the Pacific as the Mariana Trench in the Atlantic. It is located at the eastern foot of the Kermadec Islands and connects to the Tonga Trench in the north. Its length is about 1,200 kilometers. It was discovered in 1889 by an expedition of the British ship
1889.
Penguin.
That is
The
crazy.
depth is also only slightly less than the Mariana
1889. Do you know how old that is? And it was found in 1889 and nobody really talk about things like this. Oh, for all you young people, open up y'all history book that y'all get from school. Let me know if you see something talking about the Pacific Ocean and when something was like the depth and how deep the area is of the Pacific Ocean. Tell me the exact specs, how long it is, how deep it is, and tell me when it was found. Let me know if it's in the history books because I don't know what's in the history books, my boy. I graduated a good little minute ago, so I don't remember.
Trench, 10,047 meters. The trench is
10,047
interesting
meters.
with its specific animal species discovered by research expeditions. For example, in 2012, the amphipods Alicella gigantea were found at the bottom of the depression. Their size puzzled and confounded scientists. They were up to 34 centimeters long, while most of the crustaceans found elsewhere are much smaller, about 2 centimeters long. The gigantic size is a paradox resulting from extreme living conditions at great depths. Deep-sea fish of the Liparian family were also found in the trench. To be more precise, it is a special biological species.
Boy, them must look almost like catfish down there. You see that? They got some catfish down there?
Deep-sea fish of the Liparian family
You see 'em?
were
They look like
also
some
found in the
catfish.
trench. To be more precise, it is a special biological species, Notolaparus kermadicensis. It is the second deepest fish with a very narrow range of depths, from 6,472 to 7,561 meters. The discovery of the pearlfish in the Kermadec Trench caused a sensation. It was found at a depth of 8,200 to 8,300 meters.
8,200. It was found 8,200 to 8,300 depths in the, man, that is, tell me y'all not learning. If you're not learning, then you need to go. Because Breezy Gang, we here to learn, bro. And this is blowing my mind.
An unusual find because the pearlfish live much closer to the surface, at 1,800 to 2,000 meters deep. How these creatures got to extreme depths and survived remains to be explained. Our story covered only a few pages from the book in exploring the deepest ocean places. As technological capabilities develop, more and more dives take place. In 2020, as many as 6 manned expeditions took place to the Mariana Trench. So we can hope and wait for more amazing discoveries.
All right, chat, man. I want to say thank you for subscribing. I want to say thank you for kicking and vibing with your boy. I want to say thank you for all the things that you have done. I am truly humble. I want to say, if you haven't learned anything by these few reactions of the videos that I've done, I want to say watch them over. Learn a little more. Look some stuff up if you don't understand it, because I know I'm finna look up the rest of this stuff and try to understand it more. So I'm just gonna let y'all go so that way I can do some little history sightseeing, man, because I'm a little lost and I'm also a little curious on certain stuff. So I want to say, Breezy Gang, I'm up out of here, and I want to say thank y'all. Have a good night.